In this video, I'll be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. The goal of this video is to show you exactly how I build from a blank chart to something that I can use as a foundation for trade arguments. I'll be pointing out key levels that I'm interested in, how I got them, why I got them, and really any other relevant information about the levels themselves. The first level I want to have highlighted here is 115.2k. Now, this really shouldn't be a new level for people who always watch these videos. This is one I've discussed often. I got this level originally from the H1 time frame, and how I think and look at a level like this is almost like a low before price propels higher. So almost like a trampoline in a sense. I feel like that's just like a ridiculous analogy, but that's kind of how I think about it in my head. Even like 110.5 can be used there as well, even 108.8. So what makes this level unlike the others is if we extend this to the right, we can see a lot of interactions with this level. We have wicks into the level, we have bodies into the level, we have chop at the level, we have a breakout point at the level, we have a breakdown point at the level. Really a ton of action originating from this level. We could see it much more clearly on the H4 time frame as well. Okay, so I'm looking for action at the level and a lot of significant moves from the level in order for that level to be valid from my point of view. Now, as we can see with the current price action, we are struggling with this level, which is not a surprise. So we are consolidating at the level and taking some time to break through the level, which further adds to the validity of my argument that 115.2k is a significant level. So now that I have level that price is struggling with or price is below, I look for a level of support that I can use for my argument. And the level that's really jumping out at me is this H4 breakout point. If we extend this to the right, we can see some wicks into the level, some chop at the level, some just really a struggle to actually break through the level. But it's really more apparent on the H1 time frame where we are chopping at the level. As you can see, we have wicks acting as support into the level. But more importantly, we have an H1 consolidation period before the level, before a breakout, right? So classic UB argument is look to bid the retest of the H1 consolidation period. Now, because I have H4 confluence as well, I can use that for my argument. All right, so now I have two levels that I can build up from, right? I have my range low at 112.2 and range high at 115.2. So a retest of the range low makes sense in this scenario, given the H1 consolidation period just below the level, as well as the H4 confluence that I discussed. So in general, I really would not like to see Bitcoin spend too much time below this H1 consolidation period. If things are going to continue to remain somewhat aggressive, I would like to see Bitcoin continue to hold this H1 consolidation period. So now that I've established my range low, range high, next I need to establish a potential target for my long argument. And the first target that's really jumping out at me is this wick here. If we extend this to the right, it's the consolidation period low. We have an H4 consolidation here. We have price breaking that H4 consolidation period with that candle. We have price consolidating again, but retesting perfectly the consolidation period high of the previous consolidation before setting our new all-time high. So that is going to be a key level. But if we extend that to the left, we really need to see if is that a historical H4 or H1 level. We could see quite a bit of action around the level. We can see wicks, we can see bodies above the level, we can see wicks supporting the argument. We could see price bouncing from the range low to the range high that we have highlighted here before setting a fresh low. We could see that level acting as a breakout point as well. So in my book, that's going to continue to be a valid area of interest and one that I will look to potentially target for a long position. So just wrapping it up, one last level I want to discuss on Bitcoin is the consolidation period highs and the different H4 consolidation period. So like the previous level, we have two H4 consolidation periods. All I want to do is highlight this one because if we extend this to the right, we can see the interactions with this level here are quite significant. So really all within the 119.5 to 120.8K region is going to be the main area of interest and one that I believe price will struggle with and and consolidate and wick into a little bit before finally breaking higher. The first level I'm going to highlight here on Ethereum is an H4 breakout point. If we extend this to the right, we can see the interactions with the level, right? Wicks, bodies, all that good stuff. We can see recently price interacting with that level as well. So that's going to be my first level of support for Ethereum. So now that we established my support, I want to move on to a potential level of resistance, which really jumps out at me like crazy. It's going to be the 4220 level. I've discussed this level in previous videos as well. It's a historical H4 support and resistance level, but in terms of the recent price action, we could see it is an H4 breakout point. Very quickly though, if we extend this to the left, we can see interactions with that level as well. And finally, I want to find a take profit level. So again, if you've been watching these videos, this level is not new, but it's 4620. It is a high time frame level, but if we see on the H4 time frame, price really is not enjoying being above this level whatsoever, but also it takes a lot of effort to actually break this level. We have wicks into the level, we have bodies into the level, all the good stuff that I look for, a lot of volume happening at this level to either hold below it or try to hold above. And then finally, if the 4066 level fails, I will be looking at the 3844 level, and it's just an H1, H4 breakout point. We have nothing really that happened within this region. We have no consolidation period that I could use as a potential argument for a level to even stop the bleeding if price falls back within this region, but we do have an H1 breakout point to work with. So if that does happen, and if we lose the lows here at Ethereum, I'll be looking at a potential long scenario from 3844. So the first level that's really jumping out at me is going to be this H4 consolidation period here. As we can see, it took quite a bit of effort to actually break through this level, and then when it does, price breaks out pretty significantly from the level. So that's going to be a classic level that I'll look to bid the retest of this entire consolidation period. For that, I'll need a potential area of interest, and that's going to be the H4 breakdown point and the consolidation period before the breakdown. So the idea would be to look to get into a long position just sub 200, just barely an invalidation at the low before the breakout, and a take profit one at the underside retest of the H4 consolidation period before the breakdown. So Solana is probably the cleanest option out of the three in terms of the levels. We'll see what happens this week. I am bullish on the markets, especially after the largest single liquidation cascade we've seen. I think it's pretty greedy to want to fill bids lower and look to fill bids below the liquidation cascade wicks, especially on majors. Definitely not on altcoins. I don't think that will happen. I don't think we'll see another wick to 99%. So we'll see. There's a lot of decent foundation levels to work with. So I hope this video was beneficial for your potential trades this upcoming week. If you have any other further questions, comments, or anything like that, please feel free to ask. Thank you.